Hey y'all, welcome back to VW Family Farm. It is finally a nice day out here. It's a bit windy, but we will take it. We're about to get busy and get some gardening done. We're gonna till some up and then cover it up with ground cover, get some plants in the ground, plant some potatoes and onions and all kinds of things. So let's get going. First thing is we gotta get the tractor started and get hooked up to the tiller. So let's see if Emily and I can do this by ourselves. So it is super windy out here. I don't know how the sound's gonna be, but I have got the back garden a row prepared to plant some potatoes. I've got some ground tilled up out front, and let me show you the status of the back garden. So you can see wind has kind of took its toll throughout the winter and things, but this space right behind me is about to get a major transformation. We are going to be transforming this space. That's coming in videos to come. We're going to tell you exactly how we're doing it and how you can do it too for little to no money. But first things first, we're not going to garden back here this year. I'm going to take up some of this ground cover today, a couple pieces, because it's already got holes burned in it. I'm going to take it out front and I'm going to get some early things planted in that. But it stinks because I've already got it laid down back here. All I'd have to do is just fix it a little bit and I'd be ready to roll. But it's not to be. So I'm thankful for what's to come. So I'm gonna get this done. I've got me a screwdriver here, just a flathead, and I'm gonna use that to kind of pry up the stakes. If you're not careful, you've used ground cover or landscape fabric, whatever you want to call it. If you've used it in previous years and it's laid out in the sun, it probably will tear pretty easy to pull up off the stakes, but then you're going to have more holes, and more holes equals more place for grass to grow, and we don't want that. So I'm going to use this and pry them up and try to make as little holes as possible. All right, this is probably a pretty crazy idea, but it's how I do things. Ben would probably say, no, let's don't do that if he were here, but he's not. And so we're gonna give this a try. If you can see, there is a section of 4 pieces right here that are tacked together really nicely. I am actually gonna try to unattach these. You can see some of them already are. I need to go fix that a bit and drag these up front in one piece. It's very windy, and that is going to be a challenge. But the kids are almost back. We're going to see if we can get this done pretty quick. Forget that. That was the stupidest idea I've had yet. They're attached together, but they're stuck in the ground. Y'all, this is why I should think things through more. Okay, forget that idea. We're going to have to do them one at a time. I guess I could leave them together, but I'm going to have to pull them out of the ground regardless. There's no getting around pulling the stakes up, whether I leave it, you know, stuck through the holes where it's through both of them or not. I've got to pull them up out of the ground. All right, I am cranking it out today. We are all going in different directions. Ben and Emily are working on stuff. Lane is about to be here to help me. I'm so excited to have some help. I got these 2 pieces of ground cover moved. This is hard at first, I'm not gonna lie. And there is some drawbacks. I'm not gonna tell you that using landscape fabric or whatever you wanna call it is just so easy, stress-free. There's nothing to it. There is some things to it. It's kind of difficult to put down. It's kind of tiring. The wind plays against you, all those things. But in the heat of the summer, when we're not out here weeding, pouring sweat and all that, it's so nice. So it's worth any stress and struggle on the front end for me to save time later on. But we are about to get cabbages, broccolis, and cauliflowers and all that put in the ground. You can see on this row, it's full of holes. There's my helper. That is where we grow onions and garlic. And in fact, we have had so much going on this winter with my dad being sick and just everything that went on that we didn't even plant garlic this year. And you know what? That is okay. And if you didn't get something planted or you don't get something planted this spring, that is okay too. You just got to go with it. That is life. Your best laid plans are probably not going to work out sometimes. But we do have a bunch of onions from Dixondale Farms. That's our favorite place for onions. We've been getting them there for years. We are going to get those stuck in these holes and we'll see what's left after that. One little thing I want to show you guys, we got our onions in several weeks back and we were still in the middle of snow and ice and all that. It was just not fit weather to plant them. So Ben actually is pretty genius. I want to show you what he did with them. He actually got, this is just a 5-gallon bucket that he stuck the onions down in. I'm trying to do this and hold the camera. He put some potting soil down in here. He put the onions and they've kind of started to root. That is fine. He's kept them watered. And you can see they still look really, really good. Had we have just laid them out and not done anything to them, they'd be looking very, very poor at this point. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they looked a bit better than they do now. About probably a week ago, but they look way better than they would have, and it's just time to get them in the ground. They need some soil. They need a stable place where they're going to stay and grow. They're getting very big. They actually probably need to have the tops kind of lopped off of them at some point, but today's goal is just get them in the ground. All right, Lane and I got some planting done. I think I finally got some sun and some dirt on me. It feels really nice. I hope you guys are getting your gardens planted and started. Just do whatever you feel led to do this year. If you don't feel like planting early crops, wait till later. If it's still too cold where you are, be making preparations. One important tip I want to mention before we end this video is when you plant new plants like I've done tonight, you definitely need to give them a drink of water to water in the roots. It's as simple as this is an old coffee can I'm gonna fill up and go down through there and just give them each a little drink. Secondly is be prepared to feed your plants. This last year was the first year I intensively focused on nutrition for my plants. Now you can go as deep and research exactly what each plant needs, or you can just use an overall good fertilizer or plant food or whatever you choose to use. But it made a world of difference. It was definitely a game changer in our garden. So I'd encourage you, feed your plants. Don't just stick them in some soil that might be mediocre soil and expect them to grow and be bountiful, because it probably won't happen. And these early plants like this, the quicker you can get them planted, give them some nutrition to grow and go ahead and put on their fruit before it gets the heat of summer and the pest pressure is so bad, the more likely you are to get a good harvest on those things. I thank you guys for watching. Is this sunset behind me not just gorgeous? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. God bless.